What's up, trainers? Welcome to my new channel. This is my first video on this channel. So, I'm really actually kind of excited to do this video. And I made this channel because I really love Pokemon. And I kind of didn't want to do it on the main channel because I felt like I was going to do a lot of it. And, so there's things like that. But anyway, on this, I'll do how-tos on Pokemon, like how to draw Pokemon, certain Pokemon of your choice. In the comment section, if you guys want, Pokemon theories. This one actually is a Pokemon theory. My first video on this channel is Pokemon theory. A popular one at that, actually. And let's see, Pokemon top fives. I'm not really sure about top tens, but Pokemon top fives, Pokemon gameplays, just things like that. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so many fans of the show of Pokemon, um, always wonder, is Ash still 10? Like, so ever since the beginning of the anime, Ash is Ash is 10 years old, and if you didn't know already, which I hope you do, whenever you're 10 years old, you begin your Pokemon journey. You choose your starter Pokemon and you venture forth into whatever region you live in. Now, because we didn't ask it then, was because we already knew Ash was 10 years old. Because they obviously said it in the anime, so, we of course already knew, and we didn't really need that information until it kept on going. And what I mean is, after, let's say, so they haven't aged Ash because if you haven't read or watched the new anime, they have said that Ash is still 10. Well, how is he still 10 and he's gone through 6 regions? There's no freaking way. Well, we can solve what age he should be with math. And math is going to help us here. So let's just calculate it up. So basically, what really throws me off here is because in the anime, Ash actually says, I cannot believe it's been a full year since we've been here. And if you don't know, in the games, the first gym that you actually go to, if you play red or blue or green, the first gym that you go to is closed because they say that the gym leader has not been there in a while. And you have to wait until the end of the game to get to the last gym leader after you got the other 7. And so he says that, and that really throws me off because if it's almost been a whole year, how are you still 10? And something else that really bugs me is that in actually before the movie, the Johto movie, I believe it's called Rise of Entei. I think it's called Rise of Entei. But anyway, so before that movie, they have a little short, and it's called. Actually, I cannot remember what it's called, but basically, Ash says it's his anniversary with Pikachu. It was the day that they first met. But in order to have an anniversary, if you didn't know this already, 1 or 2 years actually has to pass, which would mean that Ash would have to be 11. But if this is correct, well, then that would mean that after the Indigo League and traveling through the Orange Islands and did a little bit of traveling halfway through Johto, then that would mean that would have to make up 1 year. And after the third movie, well, Ash should be 12. And after the final season of the Hoenn region, Ash actually states that it's been a few months and they're actually all saying goodbye. We can probably say that that was maybe 8 or 9 since, how many episodes there were. And then they had the Battle Frontier. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go somewhere. But they had the Battle Frontier and then they had Advanced. So that would mean that Ash would have to be at least around 13 at the end of the Hoenn region. But then again, we could estimate that it took Ash maybe around a couple months as the same time that he traveled the Orange Islands. So the Battle Frontier and the Orange Islands actually are the same amount of time. Then that would make about 2 years since the third movie, which would mean that Ash would have to be 14. And we can also speculate that during the Diamond and Pearl series, it would have to be about a year and a few months. So that would mean Ash would have to be at least 15 in a few months. Really, if you think about it, it really all makes sense because of all this math. But I'm not exactly done yet. But Ash, being in the Unova region, had about at least 124 episodes. So we would have to assume that that took about the same time as Hoenn, which would be a year and a few months actually. And while going on his journey to Kalos, Ash should be about 16 at about the time Kalos is ending. So, if the writers had aged Ash like they should have, instead of making him into a bad person who doesn't ever freaking age, then he should be about around 16 or 17. But to be honest, I mean, the reason why he hasn't aged is because, well, they actually say that. Well, I mean, they don't actually say, but I mean, come on, it's for little kids. That's kind of like Dora the Explorer. I mean, they kind of aged her up a little bit, but how long was she, like 4 years old? Or 8, whatever. Probably for like, who knows long. Who knows how long. I think it started in like 2002. I don't know. But we could maybe say 4 years. 8 for 4 years. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Because really, Pokemon is aimed for the original 10-year-old demographic. They want to keep the kids the same age as the Pokemon trainers. And I mean, I can accept that, yeah, but I'm still going to watch it. And I'm 14, almost 15. So, I mean, it doesn't even matter because why are we worrying about Ash? A whole bunch of other cartoon characters are super old, even older than Ash. Think about it, like Bart Simpson. He's 10, and he's been 10 for like 25 years. And Charlie Brown's been 8 for 62 years. And Popeye's been like 40 for 79 years. But Ash has only been 10 for 16 years. And who knows how long Mickey Mouse has been around. So really, it's not that big of a deal. If we're over here making theories about how old Ash is, why can't we be making theories about how old all these other characters are? So really, it doesn't matter, and Pokemon is aimed for the 10-year-old demographic, as I said. But still, it would be pretty cool to see Ash grow up just a little bit. Please, you don't have to you don't have to go all out and make him like 26 years old or something. At least just make him, I want to say around 12, if you could. It's not that hard. But, but yeah, that's about it. So if they had aged him like they should, he would be about 16 years old. And Pokemon's been around for a really long time. 16 years anyway. So, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Please, please, please go check out my main channel, Nova's Lounge. It'll be in the description down below. So yeah, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.